Hello, welcome to Texas Lone Wolf Mega Resource for Red Pill Truth. We are going to discuss the possibility of a celebrity taking a nosedive with the intent of, fathering children, multiple baby mamas. Many of us heard about Nick Cannon, or Nicholas Scott Cannon. He was born on October the 8th of 1980, all right? Don't get me wrong. I like the fella. I like how he works. He works hard for his money. He's 42. All right? If I were Nick Cannon, I would go ahead and just stop my nonsense. And do you want to know why the baby mamas are going out asking for donations for babysitters to babysit his kids? Because the father's irresponsible. He is irresponsible. Come on, quit being irresponsible. You know what? This reminds me of a child who belongs in who is a son of a minister who, guess what? Shame men into marrying pregnant women in church to step up to the plate. But now, guess what? The minister's son is going out impregnating multiple baby mamas and having babies with them. And I'm fixing to put up a picture of a celebrities who went broke or lost their career. Let's get into it, shall we? How many of you know this fella right here, Nicolas Cage? He's one of the famous actors. Look at this. Former child star Aaron Carter said when he turned 18, he got hit with all those taxes. Wow. Actor Nicolas Cage had to sell personal items on his way back to solvency. Larry King once filed bankruptcy before becoming a legendary talk show host. Listen, there isn't nothing wrong with having money, but there is something wrong with money having you and making you turn into an entitled person to spend it all and think it's going to be replaced tomorrow. Tomorrow isn't promised. People go from wealthy to broke or poor or living on the streets because of irresponsibility. Money management is a skill that everyone needs to master, okay, when they reach adulthood. Acquire wealth, gain fame, lavish lifestyles, bad investment, global financial crisis, many other reasons could be cited as contributing factors to anyone going bankrupt or falling into homelessness. Did you know that right there is irresponsible spending that we're talking about? Now, Dennis Rodman, the former NBA player, he played for one of the paid NBA the teams. He was a very popular basketball player. And look at this. Teammate, female rebounder. He was a successful basketball player, found himself barely able to afford living expenses in 2012. According to Fox Sports, his lawyer says he could not pay for child support for 2 kids, reportedly owing $800,000 in back child support or arrears. I mentioned Burt Reynolds. You know what? He had a private jet, 1,000 toupees. He had expensive marriage followed by expensive divorce that with the dwindling income making him unable to pay for his loan to CBS. And you know what? Look at this. He's from the 60s to the 80s. He spent on real estate 150 horses, private jet, 100,000 in toupees, and he had an expensive marriage followed by an expensive divorce with dwindling income, making him unable to pay the loan to CBS. He filed for bankruptcy in the 1990s with over $11 million in debt. He lost more money than possible because he was not watching. Irresponsibility. Being irresponsible. If you're not managing your money, you are going to fall flat on your face. Did you know this? Marvin Gaye, one of the famous musicians in all time, even referenced in other musicians' hits, filed for bankruptcy in 1976 due to missed alimony payments to his first wife. Judge ordered Gaye to pay $600,000 from royalties of his album "Here, My Dear" to ex-wife Anna Gordon Gaye. Alimony. According to Grunge, he had accumulated $9.2 million in debt when his life ended. Divorce is very expensive. Very, very expensive. Here's a well-known actor, Stephen Baldwin. Okay, he filed for bankruptcy in 2009 after owing $2 million in debt from tax payment, credit cards, mortgages. In 2012, Bob was arrested for not filing his state taxes for 3 consecutive years. That's his mugshot right here. That was the Rockland County District Attorney's Office. He was arrested. And he pled guilty, avoid jail time, paying off $300,000 in tax liabilities as per, whatever blast. Baldwin mentioned in a CNN interview that his accountants did not handle his taxes appropriately. He should have hired another accountant to handle his taxes. Listen, he does not have to have that one accountant that misappropriated the money. You see? Former child star is known for a hit "I'm All About You." Carter talked to Us U.S. Weekly in 20 about not having savings. He was young and dumb. He took no. He wanted to have his money and spend it, enjoy it, life or death. Carter admitted to his financial advisor that he was in a terrible position financially. He said when he turned 18, he got hit with all those taxes. Over $1 million in taxes per U.S. Weekly. He mentioned filing for bankruptcy in 2015 after being over $100,000 in debt that year. Teresa and Joe Giddens. They appeared in New Jersey. The couple of Real Housewives of New Jersey fame filed for bankruptcy in 2009. Okay? They were $10 million in debt. Two are also allegedly hiding assets were charged by creditors with bankruptcy fraud, on top of other charges. After Joe's deportation, the couple devised a divorce amicably in 2019. So guess what? If the husband owes taxes, it goes to the ex-wife. You know what? David Cassidy sold over 25 million records at the height of his career. The People said that 10 million in debt started of the Partridge family filed for bankruptcy in 2015. He had a history of financial troubles, health issues, DUIs. Following the DUI, Cassidy's wife filed for divorce. Cassidy had to put up his mansion up for auction to finance his divorce. He passed away in November 2017. His voice recording revealed 2018 that he had admitted to lying about his health condition. That's a shame, ain't it? And, you know, when you get so much money in your hand, you walk like king of the hill. And then taxes come right back at you. Ted Hawkins. You know what? He played on the street, and you know, he got hit with taxes on the money. You know, he just made money. Here's another one that you probably don't know, Randy Quaid. Wanted to star in Category 6, Category 7. And the actor appeared in more than 90 films throughout his career, including Brokeback Mountain. He faced some financial troubles as well. He and his wife were charged for not paying a hotel bill over $10,000. He eventually ended up squatting in the guest house on the property they used to own. Wow. The couple had been arrested for squatting. And you know what? He got blacklisted out of the film industry. The son of John Drew Barrymore and a half-brother of superstar Drew Barrymore, John Blyth Barrymore suffered countless comparisons to his father, rest of the actors of the Barrymore clan. And you know what? He had to rely on a government benefit card to get free food from the local grocery store. You ever wonder why the Barrymores have financial troubles? They can't manage money. Money management is the key to success. Iran Ironblade Barkley and so the former boxer made around $5 million throughout his career in the 80s and the 90s, in all which he lost. He moved in his niece living in a public housing development in the Bronx. His niece kicked him out, prompting the boxer to sleep in subway vehicles. He was sleeping in the Howard Johnson Express in 2010. Okay, Margaret Kidder. She was another former famous celebrity. Margaret Kidder used to play Lois Lane in Superman with Christopher Reeve. She had mental health, refused to get treatment. She slept in cardboard boxes backyard in Los Angeles. She's missing her front teeth. Her hair got hacked off. She died at the age of 69. She passed away at the age of 69. She rose to fame and could not manage her money and could not take care of herself. Listen, lack of money management can get you into real deep trouble. You cannot go through life spending your money like a free spirit. One day you're going to hit the iceberg in life and you're going to sink. You can't do that. All right? Brett Butler, because of Grace Under Fire shows when Brett Butler, I guess, is a female. I don't know why I don't know why her name is Brett. 2011, the show was canceled in 1998. Butler moved from Los Angeles to Farmington, Georgia to live with 15 pets. All of her money ran out. She moved to a homeless shelter. In 2021, GoFundMe page for Brett was set up to amend her imminent eviction from her apartment. She's been to make a career comeback by developing a reality show, performing downtown comedy club. There's jobs out there that needs people to work. Go do that. Because if you go do that GoFundMe and have people fund your lifestyle, you're going to fall flat on your face. That's other people's money you're trying to touch. And remember, you do things for yourself. You're going to thrive. Okay, Rocky Lockridge. Okay? World boxing champion of 1970s to 80s, Lockridge's winning stride faltered. So he started to lose everything. Talking to somebody here, he admitted he had drug addiction spanning over 2 decades, noting he would party for 2 weekends after each fight. Remember, actions have consequences, my friends. Actions have consequences. And Schumler mentioned Lockridge had no money. His body tilts one side when he walks. As a result of a stroke in this report, he'd been living on the streets of New Jersey for 10 years before succumbing to complications from a stroke at age 60. Men. Do men hit walls? Yes. Irresponsibility, lack of money management, and the toll it takes on your body will cause you to hit that bad wall in life. Look at this. The famous boxer of 70s and 80s passed away at age 60. Ray Williams. He was a basketball player in New York Knicks and the Boston Celtics. He declared bankruptcy in 1994 after retirement. The Boston Globe, he became homeless, living in the back seat of his 1992 Buick in 2010. Williams said in an interview that NBA should have taken better care of their retired players. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. You should have been taking better care of yourself first. See, this is an example right here. I'm going to go ahead and put this up here. He was a famous basketball player. He blamed NBA for his financial decisions. If you cannot manage your money and you live below your means, not above your means, but way below your means, and have a financial cushion to help sustain you until you get you another job and probably become a franchisor to, United States is a land of opportunities. How you budget your money determines how you're going to be successful in your future. I'll give you an example. You know, he's over here blaming the NBA for his downfall. Okay? When I played the game, they always talked about loyalty to the team. Well, where's the loyalty to yourself? Remember, Williams could not take care of Williams. He was taking care of everybody else. When Williams went down, who was there for Williams? Williams wasn't there for Williams. All right? Well, the loyalty and compassion for ex-players are who's hurting. That's not NBA's fault. You should have planned ahead, saved your money, and quit going to clubs and partying and doing drugs and whatever, what have not. We opened the door for these guys for whose salaries go through the roof. All right. Now, here's something else. Former teammates Kevin McHale and Larry Bird, they did what they could. They provided financial assistance to Williams to help him, get back on his feet. Unfortunately, he succumbed to cancer at the age of 58. I'm telling you. All right, Houston McTeer. Here's another one that did not manage his money well. Listen, why are these celebrities succumbing to illnesses? Did they shoot up coke? Did they go out and party and party and party? Listen, partying it is fun and all, but it takes a toll on the human body. Here we go. Houston McTeer, two-time Olympian qualifier, one known as the world's fastest human. McTeer moved from Florida to Los Angeles, tried boxing under Muhammad Ali and Harold Smith, who was assigned to run his track club. Okay? When the club went under, McTeer lost his support. He ended up sleeping on a Santa Monica beach for 3 years. He was rescued by an older woman and eventually started a family. By 2015, McTeer died of lung cancer. What caused him that? What did he do between the time he was a successful Olympian qualifier in boxing to get lung cancer? What area of California do you live at that was heavily polluted? And Debbie Storm Clark. Oh yes, how many of you remember American Gladiator star Debbie Clark, popularly known as Storm, performed with one of the gladiators on the show for 3 years? At the career-ending injury, she went on to work as a personal trainer, chef, country singer, and a little success. She didn't apply herself. Clark ended up on the streets of San Diego, homeless, with her son. She was a single mom with a son. In 2011, the Embrace CEO, Sean Shepard, allowed Storm and her son, Creighton, to stay with him, setting up rules for the arrangement. Oh. Floyd Mayweather Jr. refused to pay taxes. And I think that was part of his ego. When you owe the taxman money and you say here, you just, the taxman said, I want my money. You just, I ain't paying you to do the squat. And that stuff just compounded. Okay, let's see what he, Retired boxer Floyd Mayweather Jr. owed the IRS $22.2 million in debt from 2015, citing a notice of federal tax lien from the government. Same year, Mayweather filed a court petition for reprieve from his unpaid taxes until his fight with UFC star Conor McGregor. The court argued he had enough resources for debt payment, even if it required taking out a loan or selling some of his assets. They hired an accountant to do background check on him, on his finances, his assets. You know, family courts and the IRS, you cannot fool. Okay? You can't fool the a forensic accountant who works for the U.S. government and the family court. And I don't know how many of you remember Nicolas Cage for his extensive body of work in Hollywood, including National Treasure and Ghost Rider. You know what? Irresponsibility will catch up with you if you don't control it. All right? Look at this. He had reported to have earnings of $440 million in 2009. He spent his money on 15 homes, automobiles, a burial tomb. Okay? Was that really necessary? He spread himself way too thin. In 2012, TMZ learned that IRS placed liens on Cage, demanded over $6 million for his 2027 taxes. Tabloid says he fell around $13 million behind the taxes in 2002, 2003, 2004, 2007. According to Cage, his former business manager led him to his financial ruin. I wonder who his business manager was. Cage had to sell personal items on his way back to solvency. Then he had to pay taxes on what his sales to the state. Then you got to pay that to the taxes to the government. He's taxed more than one time, you see. From net worth of over $100 million, his net worth now at $25 million in 2012. He just went downhill. $40 million down to $25 million. All right. Mike Tyson. You know what? He's a retired boxer, heavyweight champion for earning about $30 million per fight. He owed money to the IRS, British tax authorities, and many others on top of paying $9 million in divorce settlement. Who made money in that divorce settlement? The ex-wife, the judge, the defense attorney, the prosecuting attorney, the other parties. They made money in that. Did you know that? Oh, he was behind on child support. His total debt amounted over $27 million. And Tyson filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and stated that he has been in financial distress since 1998 to a substantial debt to Showtime taxing authorities and parties to litigation. Look at this, 50 Cent. the hip hop artist, a rapper. Rapper, look at this. 50 Cent. This should be shocking to you. If this here doesn't wake you up that this can happen to anybody. If you mismanage funds, this can happen to you. This could happen to anybody. Okay? One of the popular rappers of the late 1990s, 50 Cent reported had $32.5 million in debt in 2015. He eventually filed for bankruptcy. In 2016, CNN reported the rapper ordered to appear in court after posting pictures of himself surrounded by cash. That's somebody who did not use his brains, not to be flaunting wealth on social media or on the tabloids. People can tell the real thing. And the way the economy is, a person has to be a fool to go around flaunting real cash and then having people come and harm you. Listen. And look at this. There's a purpose having the bankruptcy process to be transparent, and part of that purpose is to inspire confidence in the process. The judge says at the Connecticut hearing, when the process becomes very public, the need for transparency, I believe, is higher. So 50 Cent bounced back from his financial struggle and started rebuilding his wealth. He has a net worth of $40 million according to the wealthgorilla.com. How many of you remember Kim Basinger? And she's only, look at this. She was on Batman 8 Mile, fame declared bankruptcy. In 1993, reported Chicago Tribune. She was sued by Carlos Massacon for the breach of contract for starring in film Boxing Helena. She had a net worth of $5 million at that time. She had to pay damages and lawyer fees, eventually settling with the Mainline Pictures. So when you have a contract with a company, you got to fulfill that contract. So she recovered from bankruptcy after starring in L.A. Confidential, which earned her an Academy Award. She currently has a net worth of $20 million, and this is 22. All right, Larry King, a Jewish man right here. Okay? He's a TV host and personality podcaster. Broadcast career started in the 50s as a radio announcer in Florida. He was charged in grand larceny. Even though the charges were dropped, he fell into debt. He filed for bankruptcy in 1978 after unable to hold a regular journalism job for more than 4 years, which added to his debt. He recovered when he got offered a national radio talk show, which spawned successful Larry King Live from CNN from 1985 to 2010. And you know what else? He also made fun of somebody else who had a medical illness. Now, Cyndi Lauper. How many of y'all recognize Cyndi Lauper? And you know what? She's net worth about $50 million. And she had Blue Angel, whose first album on it was a flop. They fired their group manager. He responded suing the group for $80,000 and which result in Lauper filing for bankruptcy in 1981. She recovered and gained success in her solo career. She even won Best New Artist in '85 Grammy. She even sung the song "Girls Want to Have Fun." And look at this. She slammed Madonna in her profanity-laced speech at the Women's March on January 21st. I don't know. And Toni Braxton. When you go take out contracts, you're supposed to read the fine print. She's and also look at this. Toni Braxton being accused of fraudulently transferring money to her husband in her bankruptcy case. Oops. That's not going to work. Talking to ABC in 20 interview, she got candid about having to file for bankruptcy in 1998. Her recording contract was paying her poorly. According to the artist, she received $2,000 in royalties. Braxton was talking about indulging in girly things, including plates and fabric eggs. She recovered from bankruptcy in 2000 and had to cancel remaining shows in her 2-year Las Vegas due to a health condition, prompting another bankruptcy filing in 2008. Okay? Braxton was able to recover from her second bankruptcy on the reality TV show Braxton Family Values. She mentioned that bankruptcy had worked out great for her. Federal court discharged most of her debt, allowed her to keep her possessions. She also said she had to monitor everything because she was on a budget. Everybody should be on a budget when they first get out of high school. When they get out in the real world, you need to be on a budget. And there's a difference between a need and a want. Most people that are not. I mean, they're not actually looking at this. And Toni Braxton's estimate net worth is $8 million. Okay, T-Pain, you know, he's no financial ups and downs. His height of his music career, he said he had $40 million in the bank. Interview with the Breakfast Club, he said he had to borrow money to pay Burger King for his kids. Would it be cheaper to go out and buy hamburger patties or ground beef at a grocery store and buy bun and then make your own hamburgers at home and feed your kids? You don't have to hire some fast food to make your stuff for you, do you? Citing bad investment spending habits, he said his experience made him rethink how he managed his finances. As it should. T-Pain is currently financially stable and has learned the value of sound financial management skills. I'm glad he had to come down to earth because when you go to fame, money can make you do weird things. His net worth in 2022 is estimated to be at $10 million. Okay, Natasha Lyonne. American Pie in the Slums of Beverly Hills. She was a star of that. 90s. Her career derailed after run-ins with the law. Every time you have a run-in with the law, it's going to cost you money. Court fees, cost staying in the jail, cost of hiring an attorney. Okay. Leon was arrested for DUI in 2001, charged with mischief, trespass, harassment of a neighbor in the neighbor's dog in 2004. She was hospitalized for a variety of ailments. In 2005, she eventually got evicted from a friend's townhouse and ended up on the streets. According to the New York Post, Leon has since revived her acting career by appearing on the shows such as Orange is the New Black and The Law and Order SVU. Look at that face. Natasha Leon, she used to be in Law and Order. Alright, Danny Bonaduce there. And you know, he was a actor from the hit The Partridge Family, fell into homeless after stints in rehab. He recalls an unusual life of homelessness while being famous. I'm feeling famous. People have no idea I live behind a dumpster. I be taking pictures, people, and signing autographs. He recovered and been co-hosting Danny Bonaduce and Sarah Morning's show on Seattle radio station since 2011. He rebounded. You know, the title of this video should be titled. It should be titled The Law of Being Financially Responsible. And there's a celebrity that I want to mention by the name of Nick Cannon, who is fathering multiple baby mamas. Don't even have time for their children. And this is unfair. Alright, I want to cover this. And what is going to what is going to happen? You see all these celebrities that became homeless or broke here? What's going to happen when Nick Cannon's value plummets? What's going to happen if he gets kicked out of Hollywood for acting in films? What's going to happen when he gets kicked out of the Music Recording Association for the artists? What's going to happen when bad blood happens? He sues the recording label, and the label turns around and counter-sues, and the judge awards money and going either way. All right. Yeah, well, whether the baby mama's they're going to put Nick Cannon on child support. And you mark my words, that's coming. That it either has happened or it's coming. And look. I understand. My money, my choice. Okay, well, true enough. Did you also know that choices have consequences? Did you know that? Choices have consequences. Actions have consequences. Choices have consequences. And directly after the consequences, you either rebound or you sink. I'm glad you got a chance to listen to me on Monday.